Hi and welcome to the Insolvency Experts new video series entitled The Top 20 Tips for Surviving in Small Business Post the GFC. I'm Steve Kugel. Tip 5. Insist on personal guarantees but never ever sign them. In this series, we've looked at asset protection strategies, specifically trading structures that can firewall your personal assets from your business risk. While most people will heed the advice of their accountant and lawyer and set up a company or a trust structure, they are often not aware that by simply signing their name, they can forfeit the protection that structure affords them. That is, with a stroke of the pen, they can expose their personal assets to risk and loss. In small business, when you apply for finance, a lease, supplies or services, you may be asked to sign a credit application, and occasionally the other party will want some additional reassurance that they will be repaid. They do this by incorporating what's known as a personal guarantee into their credit application form, and if you sign it without reading it, you have potentially opened the door to your own financial demise. Personal guarantees are legally binding promises you make to pay a company's debt when it can't. So where possible, you must avoid signing them. Okay, I hear you say it. It's not possible to avoid signing personal guarantees. Well, that may be true in regards to dealings with banks and finance companies, but you'll find that in most industries, you will be able to avoid signing them either by refusing to sign or by seeking goods from other suppliers that do not insist on these conditions. The same applies in respect of property leases. However, to avoid such guarantees, you may have to increase the size of the bond or bank guarantee to cover unpaid rent. So here are my top 5 tips in tip number 5. Take the time to read every document before signing it and look out for personal guarantees. Never ever sign a personal guarantee where it can be avoided. Ever. Point 3. Limit any guarantee you are required to sign. If you must sign a personal guarantee, at least limit your exposure to an amount you are comfortable with, whether that's $500 or $5,000. If a supplier then allows you to exceed the guaranteed amount without a signed extension, that's their issue. Your exposure is limited to the amount you signed for and no more. And point 4, formally withdraw your guarantee if you leave a company. Believe it or not, I have often seen people who have left a company only to discover that years later it has been placed into liquidation and now creditors are pursuing them under an old personal guarantee for debts incurred by their former partners. If you sell or leave a business for any reason, you should, at the time of leaving, write to all creditors and formally withdraw any personal guarantee from a specific date to avoid problems in the future. And finally, always insist on a personal guarantee when you are asked for credit. I know it's a double standard, but the idea of this series is to help you survive and stay in business. So why not put yourself in a position of being able to pursue the owner of a company that doesn't pay you and get a second bite of the cherry? Remember, if you have a financial problem, either corporate or personal, the Insolvency Experts operates a confidential and entirely free 24-hour insolvency advice line with all calls able to be anonymous if required. Call us 24 hours on 1300 767 525 and we'll be there to help.